Good day, my friends, and how are you doing? Hey, this is Eric Anderson. I'm back here with the Metronome Beats app, and I'm sticking with the front page for now, but we're going to get into two features of this front page that honestly sold me on this particular app. I have used them to build up my chops, and I'm going to show you how that's worked, like especially when working on drums. So the two features that I'm going to look at, I'm going to show them first, and then I'm going to open them up. Is right here. This is what they call I think they call it the tempo trainer, and they used to call it the speed trainer. And this one here is just a timer. And when I've found that by using these two features together, one of the really cool things is that I don't have to think, and I don't have to worry about the metronome, and I don't have to adjust anything. I just turn it on and let it run for a period of time. So I'm going to give you a demonstration of what I'm talking about. First, I'm going to go here to this thing that's called the tempo trainer. And what this does, right, is that you can either schedule the app to increase the tempo, or you can schedule the app to decrease the tempo. And I have never, I've never tried using this mute bars kind of thing. So I won't be able to get into that, but I'm just going to go right down here and take a look at these and set it up. So first thing that I'll do is that I'll set up the switch here where it gives me the count in. And what that is doing for me is that it's going to get the metronome. It's going to count in for 2 bars, which is 8 clicks. And once that those 8 clicks go by, then the metronome knows that after so many bars or so many seconds, that it's going to automatically increase its tempo by whatever setting I put here. So if I want, I could set this, instead of setting it to increase the tempo by 1 beat a minute, I could set it up to increase the tempo by 10 beats a minute or by 100 beats a minute. Now, I would never do that. I'm just showing you what it can do. What I will normally do is that I will set it up to where it will increase its tempo 1 BPM, and then you come down here, you have one of two choices. It'll either increase the tempo by 4 bars, and you can dial in as many as you want. If you want, like if you got a longer phrase that you're working on, it's a 32 bar phrase, then you can set it to 32 bars. And then once that 32 measures of 4 have clicked by, then it'll bump itself up. Now, what I'm going to do here, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to set it, I'm going to set it to 4 bars a minute. 4 bars. Every 4th bar, the metronome is going to increase. If you want to just go for time only, you can set it to however many seconds that you want. Like 240 seconds would be the equivalent of 4 minutes. But I don't think that I've ever really used this particular function because of the timer function, which I'll show you in just a moment. If you don't, it's good for musicians, I believe, to also go through this exercise of setting your metronome. I'm going to set it to 1 just to demonstrate. I'm going to leave the bars the same at 4. But the purpose of this, and I would slide this over because you notice that you got this minimum BPM. That's how slow the metronome will go. So the idea here is that now you want to decrease your beats per minute over, after the metronome has played 4 bars. And that is a great skill because for me, I think the most challenging thing for musicians is playing slow. And when I set it up like this, it just gradually walks itself down. So what I'm going to do though is that I'm going to switch this over to increase BPM. And you can see that here, you see that my maximum BPM right now, I have it set at 300. But let's say that all I want to do is get up to 70 beats a minute. Okay, we'll call it 68. This will continue going up and up until I hit 68 beats a minute, and then the metronome will just prevent it from going any farther than that. So again, I'm going to set it back here to 300 just for now, just because that's a cool place to have it. So I got my count in, which is 2 bars or 8 clicks. And then once those go by, the metronome is going to bump itself up 1 beat per minute after after 4 bars on the click have passed by. So then what's cool is this is why I don't use that timed feature, because I'll also set up the timer. And you notice that when you turn on the count in switch over here, it also turns it on in the timer section as well. So I get the same 2-bar count in. I have 3 choices as far as the timer is concerned. Off, which means it's going to run forever. After 12 bars, which means every 12 bar, after the metronome runs for 12 bars, it'll shut itself off. Or what I like to do is I just like to set it to run for a particular period of time. And for me, I'm just going to leave it at 1 minute and 10 seconds, because for whatever reason, I just like to add 10 seconds in. So with this setup, I'm going to demonstrate how this works. So the quick review starts at 60 beats a minute. The metronome is going to run for about 70 seconds total after the two measures of the count in, and after every 4 measures, the metronome is going to jump up by 1 BPM. So I'm going to demonstrate it here and just let it run on its own. So there's your count in. You see that right there. You can kind of see it thumping away. And ready, and go. And now the increased BPM counter is working. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. Here it goes. So 1, 2, increase, go. Now it jumps up to 61, and you notice that you can see the remaining time that you have left to go through this particular exercise. And 1, 2, increase, go. And this is it. What I love about this is that I don't have to think and I don't have to stop playing. What I have to do is just focus on, and here we go to 63. All I need to do now is literally focus on my playing, focus on keeping myself nice and relaxed, focus on a particular technique that I want to master, or whatever it is that here we go, it's going up to 64. That's the only thing I need to do now with this metronome app set up like this. All I need to do is focus on my playing, and that's it. I don't have to figure out about, okay, well, now that did I go long enough, or now I need to stop, push the metronome up or push the metronome down and then restart again. What I love about this feature in particular is that you can be very, very efficient, or I've found that I've been very efficient with my time in my practices when I'm pushing myself to grow my skills, because I just let the timer run. Let's say that instead of running it for a minute straight, let's say that I decide that I want to go for 2 minutes straight. There's something else that's really cool to catch on to as well. We started at 60 and we stopped at 64. So technically we actually went up 5 beats a minute if you include 60, as 60 was the first, 61, 62, 63, and finally 64. Well, what's cool is that as the metronome continues to increase in tempo, it also reduces the amount of time that we play at that tempo. So like at 60 beats a minute, each beat we'll say was like one beat a second. But when it goes to 61, now each beat comes in just a little bit. It's like somewhere in the 59 second range. And then when it goes to 62, it's a little bit closer to just 59 beats a minute, if you follow what or 59 seconds, not beats a minute. And it just keeps shrinking the amount of time that we play at the same tempo. So what's cool is that over time, you let that thing spin, kind of let it wind itself up enough, and you will actually wind up getting a lot more reps in over the same period of time. Like, I want to test this out here. And I've not done this before, so I don't know where this is going to land. We're going to start at 90 beats a minute. I just want to let this run again because I want to see where this is going to stop. 1, 2, ready, go. So if we started at 90, and that's where the timer is running for 70 seconds, I think 90 beats, it would be like about 45 seconds to get to the end of four measures. Now we're at 91. So we're just going to let it run. We're going to see what it does. So while this is running, I am going to invite you, please, if you got any comments, any questions about this app, definitely leave this down in the comments below. I have actually had some replies or some comments asking questions and sharing ideas, and I sincerely appreciate that. Also, if you find this useful to other people, please, my friends, go ahead and share this to other people that you know. Because, hey, it's about helping us all get more gooder, and that's the goal that I'm after. Always hit the subscribe switch. That's always a bonus to me, and well, it's just a bonus, and we all know that. And then along with that, oh yeah, that whole like thingy and the thumbs up, well, that's always a good thing as well. So here we are. We're coming up at the end of our time. We started at 90, and now here we are. We're right at our end, and we ended at 96 beats a minute. So on that one, we went up, what is it, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. So we actually went up 7 beats a minute over this same 70 seconds that we had set up on the timer. So for myself, my friends, just real quick, this function here, the speed trainer or the speed decrease, and or the tempo trainer as they call it, and the timer, when I use those two things together, it gets so simplistic. Set it up. Once I got it dialed in the way I want, just hit that switch right there and just go for whatever time that you set. Even at a minute, just doing a few reps like that every single day, your playing will blow up in ways that you can't imagine. And what I love about it the most is less thinking for the musician, which is the best way to play music. So that's it, my friends. I'm out. Have fun, and I will see you on the next video.